Hi guys, I am both Stern-Brady, and I had the fun privilege of preaching last weekend at Westside on the intro to the Beatitudes. We are launching the 6-week study of the Beatitudes, and as I was speaking, it was one of the most fun messages I've gotten to do in a long time. I just really enjoyed studying for it, and as I was speaking it, I just had this certain sense that this is gonna be big for us. This is going to be big for us as a community. This is going to be big for us as individuals who want to be life to our world. If you heard that message, you'll know that I mentioned a theologian like from the 15th century. His name was Bengal, and he said that the Beatitudes breathed resurrection. They breathe life into the world, and we also talked about how living them out is no joke. I mean, it's hard, and so we need the presence of Jesus in order to do it. So all this week in video devotions, we're looking at different aspects of the Beatitudes, and so I've been given the task of looking at the where did they take place, and the where is really interesting because in order to know how Jesus got to the mountain, which is now, it's called the Mount of the Beatitudes, but to know how he got there, we have to look at where he came from. So in Matthew 4, at the very end, it says, Jesus went throughout Galilee, teaching in their synagogues, proclaiming the good news of the kingdom, and healing every disease and every sickness among the people. News about him spread all over Syria, and people brought to him all who were ill with various diseases, those suffering severe pain, the demon-possessed, those having seizures, and the paralyzed, and he healed them. This sounds exhausting. This sounds like a really busy day. Large crowds from Galilee and Jerusalem and Judea and the region across the Jordan followed him. So Jesus has been inundated. He's become a rock star in this culture. He's doing the things that prove to people that he's worth following. I mean, we do it now. If we hear of somebody who's where people are getting healed, they can fill stadiums. And we have this kind of mindset, I think, in the church that bigger is always better, that crowds are always a good sign, that healthy things grow, that we're always going to be able to build a bigger and bigger kingdom. But look at the next verse. It's Matthew 5:1. It says, "Now when Jesus saw the crowds, he went up on a mountainside and sat down. His disciples came to him, and he began to teach them." And so Jesus has made an intentional move outside of the fray, outside of the place where people need him, where people are flocking to him, where people are making him a big deal. Jesus has moved outside of that and gone to this mountain where the disciples come after him, and Jesus has this time to teach them what he wants them to know. And I've been asking myself a lot of questions about that today in my own life. Am I willing to move outside the fray in order to hear the voice of Jesus? Am I willing to silence my cell phone? Am I willing to turn off my social media accounts? Am I willing to get alone, maybe in the pre-dawn hours, in order to meet with the one who can give me words of life? If I want to live increasingly resurrected in my world, I'm going to have some time with the one who breathes resurrection, whose words of life bring enablement and empowerment and peace and life and hope and direction. I'm going to need time, and I'm going to need to step away from the crowds in order to do that. So the where of the Beatitudes is away. Jesus gets away in order to teach. He gets away in order to tell his disciples what he wants them to know and hear and become. And so that's my challenge to you today, is to read these again and maybe do it in a quiet place. Maybe do it somewhere where your phone can't get to you, where maybe the kids can't get to you. But be willing to say, I'm going to take a step in order to find Jesus in a new way during this series, because I really do believe this is going to be big for us. This is going to transform us. So I'm excited to be along for the ride with you. I hope you have a great week.